Substitutionary atonement. See, who calls his own mother woman? There's a lot of substituting going on here. Someone is substituting one thing for another. That makes a triangle, doesn't it? We are completely driven by triangles, even though we don't want it. We prefer straight lines, one on one. At the most fundamental level, a man enjoys some one-on-one with his wife, husband and wife, just the two of us. We can make it if we try, just the two of us. Just the two of us, building castles in the sky, just the two of us, you and I. What a great R&B tune. But can you believe that line? Building castles in the sky. Even the songwriter knew that just the two of us was a complete fantasy. Everybody knows that just the two of us is hard enough. I mean, adultery is already in there in one form or another. And then a triangle is formed. Mother-in-law. Husband, wife, mother-in-law. Or, more intensely, husband, wife, mother. Now, why pick on mother? Well, put father in there. It's the same thing. Husband, wife, father, father-in-law, except that father wasn't at the foot of the cross. And we're playing a substitution game. At the most fundamental level, a man enjoys some one-on-one with his wife, just so long as they're managing the third person in the relationship. And just as soon as husband and wife learn to manage the third person in the relationship, baby comes along. And now there's a new triangle. Husband, wife, baby. Grandma, daughter, baby. Grandma, son-in-law, baby. 4 people make several triangles, don't they? And remember, adultery is already in there in one form or another. Someone is going to storm off to someone's bedroom to pout, and it isn't going to be baby. For this we have a phrase. I'm trying to make peace with the situation. Trying to make peace. Great stories are made from these triangles. I just watched again the old Orson Welles movie called The Third Man, about a bunch of triangle relationships. A man comes to meet his friend in post-war Vienna, only to find that he has been killed recently, leaving behind a very dangerous lover and a mysterious third man who helped carry the body from the accident site. Who was he? Oh, that's the point of the whole movie. Several triangles wheeling around and about throughout the city of Vienna, all connected somehow to the man and his friend's lover. Triangle. Another famous one is Cary Grant and Eve Marie Saint in the majestic North by Northwest, a case of mistaken identity. The bad guys think Cary Grant is one man, but he's not. And in his effort to find the third man, he happens upon Eve Marie Saint, creating a second triangle. She's the bad guy's lover, and now the contest for her is on, but not without the entangling issue of the mysterious third man who was responsible somehow for the mistaken identity in the first place. Now, the most famous biblical example of triangles is really quite easy. They're all over the place. But here, Mary, Martha, and Jesus. Both of them wanted Jesus one-on-one, just the two of them. Martha would serve Jesus. Mary would sit and listen to Jesus. Martha became exasperated with the situation, actually becoming angry with Jesus. And she triangulated. Jesus, won't you tell Mary to help me? In this way, Martha wanted to destroy the relationship Mary had with Jesus. And so it goes. Triangles. At the most fundamental level, life is complicated. Husband, wife, mother, husband, wife, baby, husband, wife, work, husband, wife, old friends, husband, wife, for poorer, in sickness, till death do us part, except that adultery is in the triangle somewhere, just like he was when the man and the woman were at the tree together. When the triangle was supposed to be husband, wife, God. Instead, adultery crept in, and a new triangle formed. It was husband, wife, naked, ashamed of life. Woman, behold your son. At the most fundamental level, the man and the woman brought hurt into the world. Another triangle. What if I want to have a friend? If he's married, the two of us have entangled our various triangles together, as is evidenced by the 5 phone calls that are necessary to arrange mutual time that we might get away long enough to drink a beer together. And what are we going to talk about? How's your wife, children, job? Husband, wife, daughter, husband, wife, son, husband, wife, work. And they wheel around and around, completely out of control, and then we'll throw sickness into one of those relationships, or gossip, or bad luck, or tragedy, and we'll watch the triangles get hot, too hot to touch sometimes, and we get hurt. And because we get hurt, we lash out, a little bit at first, but because everyone else is spinning around in their own triangles, none of them pay attention. So we lash out a little bit more, and then we really make an effort to make someone stop for just a minute to take care, and they won't, not even at the fundamental level, because mom, baby, work, friend, sickness, tragedy, and then we try to hurt someone to make them feel what we're feeling. And Adam knew his wife Eve, and Cain murdered Abel. Hot, too hot to handle, too hot to touch, spinning all around us, husband, wife, mom, and then mom dies, or husband dies, or wife dies, or worst of all, baby dies, and a triangle has been broken to bits. And now the whole thing is radioactive, and there's no hope to make it all stop, because it was always designed to go, not in sin, but now there's sin, and we find gladness in wine, in television, in holidays, in food, in any kind of medication we might find to make it stop. When one of those triangles breaks, where does all the energy go? Into all the other triangles, and they heat up and spin more out of control than ever before. Whap, whap, whap! Very abruptly, all the triangles stopped spinning, with the sound of the soldier's hammer hitting nails still echoing off the hillside. It was short, simple, and brutal. The whole thing came to a halt when they drove the iron nails into his hands and feet. Do you see it? The great triangle. Jesus, John, and Mary. Jesus the Son, John the man, Mary the woman. Cain, the son of the woman, was certainly satanic, wasn't he? Woman, behold your son. And there he was, crucified once for all, the satanic forces obliterated in the body of Jesus. And to the disciple he said, behold your mother. Substitutes, and you, more substitutes. Do those triangles spin out of control? They stop at the cross. Those relationships that are too hot to handle are cooled by a flow of blood and water. Cooled, I think, by water, and warmed up again with blood. so that they move us with life and hope instead of death and despair. We see amidst the intertangling of multiple relationships, intermeshing. That is, the work of God to bring us together when He needs to, and to bring us apart when He needs to, so that He might help us get from here to there. Faithfulness, of course, displaces adultery. Who calls his own mother woman? Jesus does. His death destroys a relationship He had with her, sending the energy of it throughout every other triangle relationship in all of the world and all of history. His death is an act of love that sets the whole thing in motion, in the motion of peace. And so we move in the shadow of the cross, bathed in the cooling waters of baptism, enlivened by the blood of Christ, to live a life of love, nourished by the forgiveness of sins.